Is it on it? Okay. Hello guys, so today I would like to tell you about an industry, and we are going to explain it in 3 different perspectives, from ethic, law, and sustainability. If you're curious with that industry, follow me. So I think some of you already have like cars or motorcycle in your house. So all of that is actually part of automotive industry itself. It really helps you a lot in your life, right? But did you know that actually those kind of things in automotive industry actually have a lot of negative effect? So how ethic, law, and sustainability will explain about it. If you want to know more about it, my friend's gonna tell you about it right now.
Hi, my name is Nadia. I'm going to tell you about automotive industry from ethical point of view.
We know that the automotive industry is very large in Indonesia. Most of the largest automotive companies have been operating in this country for a long time. For these companies come a lot of benefit for us. The good thing from the automotive industry, everything we need is easier to get. Try to imagine if automotive is still like in the 19th century. We would not have high mobility and can go here and there easily. We might still use cows or maybe horses for our mode of transportation. Besides the aspect of mobility, the advantage of the development of the automotive industry is the aspect to accelerate economic growth. According to many studies, the increase in mobility in a country has a positive correlation with the economic growth. The increase of the economic growth due to the fact it is easier to get from one place to another place. If you see now, when mobility is limited, the economy of a country will also be stunned. Actually, this thing happen right now in this COVID-19 pandemic. In this pandemic era, the economy of most countries is in recession because mobility is limited. But if you think deeper, the growth of the automotive industry isn't all positive. There are also negative effects that have resulted from this growth. The development of the automotive industry, there is an impact on air pollution. This is one of the most concerning things right now. Now, it is very difficult to find fresh air. Every time we want to breathe fresh air, we have to go to the less populated area because it has less pollution, such as mountains or beaches. Besides the air that is already polluted, there is also the impact of noise pollution. Do you ever feel disturbed by this noise pollution? For example, the sound of an exhaust or a horn that is too loud, that doesn't meet the standard in general, so it creates noise. Then, beside that, more vehicle mean more fuel needs to be taken from the earth. The more oil is taken from earth, the higher the price of oil, and it can lead to the scarcity of the oil because oil is a limited resource. If we can see, all of those bad effects of the automotive industry are related to the environmental aspect. If we look at the ethics from the point of view of consequentialism, the effect of pollution generated by the automotive industry are not good for health and climates, especially smoke and fuel waste. All of that is not good for the environment. According to the ontological ethics point of view, damaging or polluting the environment is wrong. We also can see this issue from the aspect of behavioral ethics. Behavioral ethics in the big picture is talking about moral neglect, moral justification, and also moral inaction. Now let's take a look at moral neglect. We can see in this issue that the automotive corporation has already known that they need to reduce the emission, and also their product will cause the environment getting worse. But on the other hand, there are many people who think using conventional automobiles is much more efficient than any other automobiles. From the moral justification, we also can see that sometimes the corporation does any action that says they did an action that could decrease the environment and publish it to get a self-verification. They also compare to other corporations, and many corporations do this kind of action, so they feel like it is normal to do. And the last, if we see this issue from the moral in action, even if the government has already taken an action by making a regulation about automotive, in fact, the government cannot control the corporate at all times. All of the regulation need a company consciousness to obey and to make a better environment.
So that is our explanation about automotive industry from ethical point of view. So now let's continue to my friend.
Hello everyone, my name is Fitri Brilliant. After we have talked about the ethics perspective, let's continue to the law's perspective.
If you think that the government and the authority didn't do anything about this environmental concern, maybe you have to consider these things. There are already many laws regarding environmental issues. One of them is the law regarding environmental protection and management. As in Indonesia, there is the Law of Environmental Protection and Management, which is Law number 32 of 2009, Article 1, Paragraph 2. This law systematically and integrated efforts made to preserve environmental functions and prevent environmental pollution or damage, which includes planning, utilization, control, maintenance, supervision, and law enforcement. Other than this law, there are also a regulation of the Minister of Environment of the Republic of Indonesia, number 23 of 2012, which contains the quality standards for exhaust emission of motorized vehicles of a new type of L3 category, which regulates the threshold value of carbon oxide, hydrocarbon, and nitrogen oxide compounds produced by a vehicle. For petrol heads, maybe when Isuzu stops production, that's a shocking news. Well, this is actually due to the emissions set by the government, which is based on the decree of the Minister of State for the Environment number 141 at 2003 on the threshold for new types of motorized vehicle emissions threshold since 2007. To support international regulation about emission, Indonesia has been involved since August 1, 2013 to implement Euro 3 on two-wheeled motorized vehicles. Motorbikes must use Euro 3 standard fuel with octane 91 and without lead, but policy implementation has not been effective either. So that's it, let's continue to sustainability perspective.
Hi, my name is Rifki,
Hi, my name is Agung.
and we're going to talk about it in sustainability perspective. Let's go. As we already discussed before, in terms of ethic and law, let's move into term of sustainability. What the automotive industry has done for their sustainability can be related to the Sustainable Development Goals, as known as SDGs. That's a goal plan of action agreed upon by world leaders, including Indonesia. There are 17 goals in SDG which aims to end poverty, reduce inequality, and protect the environment. In our opinion, the automotive industry has already done number 4. This is quality education. For example, Toyota has implemented an educational program to improve education in Indonesia. Toyota involved 100 schools from 32 provinces, and they have made 8,500 projects. Besides that, Toyota has successfully marked the achievement of more than 1 million CBU vehicle export amid that stagnant economic growth. This is one of part of SDGs number 8, which is decent work and economic growth. Apart from that, the automotive industry has also carried out the innovation and infrastructure industry in this SDGs number 9. For example, TMMIN, Toyota Motor Manufacturing Indonesia, won the Indonesia Most Admired Companies award that was organized by Warta Economy, and also TMMIN won an award in the Excellent Innovation Image in Automotive Sectors category. In procurement, the automotive industry needs a three-pronged approach to establish sustainable supply chains with the focus of decarbonization, human rights, responsible procurement of raw materials, and combating corruption.
The approach requires transparency in supplier relationship. This part of sustainable cities and communities were SDGs number 1. Moreover, the automotive industry should be sustained in responsible consumption and production, where these SDGs number 12. With limited sources of gasoline, every aspect the corporation do need to become responsible to use energy. If they are not responsible, one day it will become scarce. For climate action, it is also important listed on SDGs number 13. The corporation needs to feel like they are involved to make an action, not to make the climate worse. They need to make an automobile that uses another energy and decrease the emission. Other than that, the automotive industry has done the partnership for the goals in SDGs number 17. Let me give an example. Up to the end of 2018, the supplier chain of Toyota in Indonesia employ more than 300,000 people, both directly and indirectly, include suppliers and dealers throughout Indonesia. In addition, the Toyota Indonesia business network currently has a total of 1,656 business partners. The last one, we think the SDGs in the automotive industry is number 15, which is life on land. Why? Because the automotive industry should be committed to decreasing the effect of emission gas can make life on land better. When they can decrease the emission of gas and pollutants, it can make life on land better. There are many SDGs that can be applied by the automotive industry. As previously mentioned, there are about 8 aspects. So we can see that the auto industry has determined SDGs which are according to Bappenas. They are categorized into 4 pillars. Those pillars are pillar of social development, economy development, environmental development, and legal development and governance.
So, that was the explanation from sustainability perspective. Now we continue to the conclusion. From this explanation, we know that automotive industry has positive and negative effects. Because of this, we cannot just eliminate the whole automotive industry to stop its negative effects. That is why the rules which comes from ethic, law, and sustainability to make this industry keep running without harming the environment or any other factors.
In the term of manufacturing and economic growth, we can see that an automotive corporation is able to improve the economic and infrastructure development. But it also have a positive and negative impact on the social, environmental, and economic. That's before awareness and regulation that provide boundaries and are needed, which control the impact of that. It is important to understand business ethic, law, and sustainability to maintain it all.
Every process in the industry should be according to the existing regulations in the term of ethics, law, and sustainability, because these three aspects are related to each other and should not be ignored, not only in the automotive industry but in all industries. If every industry has obeyed all existing regulations, the current conditions would probably be better in terms of the environment, economy, and people condition.
In conclusion, we can see that the automotive business in the world already has clear laws to comply, such as the limit for the disposal of emission gases and also how to treat waste in automotive manufacturing. What makes this incident unethical is that when companies are aware of the rules that should be obeyed, they choose to ignore them and make it appear normal. Apart from this, it is better for us, as the future of Indonesian businesses, to try to meet the sustainable goals that have been set. All business activity will have to do with ethics applicable law and effort to make the business sustainable.